Hello everyone, welcome to the first video of Java learning tutorial for beginners, and this is the introduction video for the Java. And in this video we will talk about the features of Java and the topics that we are going to study, and we will study very detailed description of each and every topic. And if you have any query, I am telling you, use the comment section below to write your query and feedback. And so now here we go. Java is a language which was created after the invention of C, C++, and after that Java was invented. Java is a superior language as compared to the C language and C++. We know that C language do not support the concept of classes and objects and inheritance also. And with the updation of C to C++, there was some updation in new functions, and there was support for inheritance, polymorphism. There was concept of classes, objects, and there was also the concept of access specifiers and access modifiers. And these modifiers, they were able to provide a bit of security and safety to our data, but it was not enough for the application to secure or to protect the data in our system. In C++, we know that there is a concept of pointers, and using the pointers we are able to find out the memory address of each and every variable. And so a programmer which is highly skilled can easily create a virus or a program that can disrupt your memory files, or that can damage your memory files at that address, and they can also damage your hard drive and other files. And so by this vision, the concept of Java was invented. And Java is a language which supports the concept of object oriented programming, whereas it also provided us features of safety and other portability, and we will see about it soon. So first of all, we need to know what is Java and how it originated in the past. Java programming language was originally developed by Sun Microsystems, which was initiated by James Gosling, and it was released in 1995 as a core component of Sun Microsystems, as you can see in the PPT shown. And as of December 2008, the latest release of Java Standard Edition is 6. And with the updation of Java to the newer versions, nowadays Java JDK 8 is also available, and it is still in beta version, so we can expect it soon to be released worldwide. And there are many features in Java which are very good and which are not applicable or which are not working correctly in C++. We will talk about them later. So first of all, we need to know what is Java. First of all, there is also a need to know that Java is a programming language, and Java is not an operating system. So if you have seen low-cost handset phones running on Java, so the handsets are not running on Java operating system, but Java is a programming language by which the softwares are created or the programs are created. And so Java is not an operating system. You have to keep this in mind. Java is a very clear-cut programming language, and Java is platform independent. That means whatever the code that you generate after the compilation, that can be run on any machine, whether it is Windows, Linux, Mac, or any other operating system. Java provided this facility that you don't need to carry your compiler everywhere. So Java supports the concept of WORA, that is WORA. I will show you. WORA, that means write once, read anywhere. So that means you just have to write the code on one machine, and whenever you want to run it on the other machine, simply carry the Java compiled code, and your machine will work without the need of you carrying the compiler from one computer to another. So whenever you write a code, that code is called the source code, or say the source code, you can say, let's take it as a source code. Whatever the source code that you write, it is compiled into the bytecode by the Java compiler, which is done with the help of Java Virtual Machine (JVM). We will study about it later. Java has a compiler called Java C. Java C is the compiler in Java which compiles the source code into the bytecode. Bytecode is a code in the form of bytes that only computer can understand. You can clearly understand your source code, but after you have compiled it into the bytecode, it is very difficult for you to read or understand any part of it. And so the big enterprise industries and other companies that are working for the clients, they usually sells their own bytecode, not the source code, because they do not want to reveal what programming techniques have you used to write the program and softwares. So first of all we will see this, then we will go into the depth later on. First of all, you need to know that Java is an object oriented language. It means Java supports the concept of classes and objects, and we also need to know that classes are the blueprint of any object, and there is no real existence of the class. A class can be understood better with the example of real words, such as we all know that God exists, but we have not seen it. So it is an entity that is there, but nobody can verify that they have seen it or not, or the God is present at this place or that place. And so this is the problem with the real life, that is the God is virtual and there is no physical existence, that is the existence is not there but it is there. So that is the concept of class. A class is similar, that has functions, data members, methods, but it do not have any existence unless the object of that class is created. And we will see all these concepts later, but I'm just telling you the brief description. Now the Java is platform independent, as I've told you just now that you need to compile your code just once and you can carry the bytecode anywhere, and there is no need for carrying the compiler on every machine that you want to run on the program. And so as we have written here, that bytecode is distributed over the web and interpreted by the virtual machine on whichever platform it is being run. That is, it is platform independent. And Java is a simple programming language. So Java is designed to be easy to learn, and it also implements the concept of object oriented programming, and it is easier to learn if you have experience of C and C++ in the past. And Java is secure, as I have told you just now that in C++ or C you have the concept of pointers, and so using the pointers you can take out the address of each and every variable and methods in the memory, and so using those addresses you can alter the data on that memory address. And so this way you can say that the data is not secure in your hard drive, even though you have declared it as private, or you provided some access or other methods to access that data, but still if you have the address of that data you can easily destroy, damage or alter that data. And so we can say that the C and C++ do not provide much security. Also that Java do not implement the concept of pointers, therefore it is not possible and in any way that you can find out the address of any data field or member or any variable and alter it as per you want. So Java is secure in this way, and we will also see the concept of inheritance and access specifiers later on. And so the other feature is Java is architectural neutral, that is Java compiler generates an architectural neutral object file format which makes the compiled code to be executable on many processors. As I have told you that it is the same point of Java platform independent, portable. Java is portable, and there is no implementation dependent aspect of the specification that makes the Java portable. Java code is robust, that is Java makes it easy efforts to eliminate the error prone situation by emphasizing mainly on compile time error checking and the runtime error checking. You will see all these points later on when we go to the programming. And the other point is high performance. Java uses the just-in-time compilers that enables the Java to do the high performance on the data. And Java language is distributed, and it is designed for the distributed environment of the internet. We will see how the applets and interfaces work, and we will also connect the Java program using the interfaces with the web pages. So it is all later on. So high performance, Java also provide high performance with the use of just-in-time compilers, and these compilers provide high performance to the Java. Java language is distributed to be run on the distributed environment of the internet. Java language is dynamic, that is, it is considered to be more dynamic than C or C++ since it is designed to adapt to an evolving environment. And Java program can carry extensive amount of runtime information that can be used to verify and resolve accesses to the objects on runtime. And so these are very important points. And so now we come to the history of the Java. The concept of Java was invented by James Gosling, as I told you just now. And so James Gosling initiated the Java language project in June 1991 for use in one of his many set-top box projects. And the language was initially called Oak, that is OAK, and this was named after an oak tree that stood outside his office. And it also went by the name Green and ended up later being renaming the Oak as Java from a list of random words. It is all random. There is no history of or the nomenclature concept of Java. And so Sun Microsystems, they released the first public implementation of as Java 1.0 in 1995. This was the first ever release of the Java worldwide, and it allowed the concept of write once, run anywhere, that is WORUD, as I have told you in the beginning. Provide no cost running time on popular platform, that is, it enables the Java to be platform independent. And now to run the Java on your machine, you will need the tools like an operating system. And to implement the Java on your machine, you need to have a special program called Java JDK, and you need to have a machine running Windows operating system or Linux. And you will also need a popular Microsoft Notepad, which is a common text editor or any high quality rich editor. And so for performing the example discussed in this tutorial, you will need a Pentium 200 MHz computer with a minimum of 64 MB RAM, because it is a minimum RAM required to run the Java on your operating system. And so head on to the next video to see how to carry out the installation of the Java, and then we will begin the concept of all the programming and do the live programming. And so guys, that is it. Bye bye.